Welcome to this latest episode of the Around the Ropes podcast. As always, we're live right now on the new ATR network. As always, you know my tag team partner. He is the voice for several companies, including Creative Pro, Wrestle Pro, Immortal, Reality Fighting, you name it. He's there. Also, if you are needed ordained minister in the state of Pennsylvania or other states to be named in 2024, he can help you with that as well. The one, the only, Sexy Ryan himself. What's going on, Ryan?
Well, Tweedly Dee, Tweedly Dum, welcome to another episode of this clusterfuck. Welcome to the Around the Ropes podcast, starring myself and Jonathan Neal Blaine. Oh, what a great night we have in store. What a great night we have in store. Right, Shmuley?
Oh, we believe me. Of course, guys, if you watch us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing. It does wonders for us. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit the follow button. You'll get all your information as far as future guests, future shows. You name it, we're there. Ryan, before we get into the show tonight, first of all, how was your weekend?
Oh, I could say it was since we had, a dry weekend in like 9 weeks.
Yeah, for the first time up in the Northeast, we didn't have rain this weekend.
They said like 9 weeks.
Yeah, it was bizarre. It was weird actually coming home from a wrestling show. Well, I'll get to what happened at Titan later on in the show tonight. But it was weird driving home. I'm like, it's not raining.
But otherwise, my weekend was good. There was some massive.
Hi, Sarah.
Massive royal event that happened this weekend. I don't know. Do you know something about that?
Yes, I definitely want to get into that. But I do also want to make another mention, Ryan. I know this is the first show. And by the way, folks, happy 2023 election day. If you went to go vote, good job. Ryan, we're actually embarking on a very big month for the show. I'm waiting for a response from the Peanut Gallery.
If you're talking about the Peanut Gallery, you should look in the mirror, buddy.
I literally, it took 2 minutes for the first shots to be fired.
Or speaking of Peanut Gallery, I think Sarah's watching tonight.
Dude, again, she is from Jersey. She will kill you.
I'm a New Yorker, a Long Islander. I don't give a shit. Again,
I'm Switzerland when it comes to this shit.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. You're Switzerland. You're more Switzerland / ally to one side. Just saying.
Switzerland, but guys, it was at the end of this month. November 28th is actually a very big show for us, as it'll be not only Around the Ropes podcast, which is always big, but it's the 2-year anniversary of this show, which is mind-blowing for me to say. This is a show I didn't think was going to last a month. And we're, 2 weeks away? 3 weeks away?
Yeah, 3 weeks. And, there was something big happening on that day, I think.
That's why I was leading up to you, buddy.
Well, on that night, it'll be something that we've never done on here before, but we're going to try it. And it is the actual roast of Jonathan Neal Blaine.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm the one that's hooking up with the guests, or trying to. We got guests coming in galore. We got champions and promotions coming in. I got some contestants from RuPaul's Drag Race coming in. I'm trying to think who else.
Wait, really?
I got RuPaul themselves coming in.
Oh, and by the way, Ryan, to answer your question,
well, looks like we got Indiana Sarah over here.
Thank you again, Sarah, for the congratulations. Yes, guys, like I said, it's bizarre to think after all this show has been through, all the ups and downs, everything, that we're about to hit 2 fucking years.
I think John just had a stroke mid-sentence.
No, because, right, if you would have told me a year and a half ago, with everything the show had been through, with all the backstage politics, with all the changes that have happened, if you would have told me, oh, yeah, we're about to celebrate 2 years the end of this month, I would have said you're nuts.
Well, I mean, considering, especially on the show, without, this guy, there would be no Ryan Peterson.
Again, Ryan. I said if there was no show, if it was no me, there'd be no podcast.
So basically, what you're saying is, if there was no show, there would be no me.
Oh,
okay,
cricket.
I see how it is.
Papa Dank, if you're watching, which by the way, guys, go support Beyond the Barricade. Great podcast. Papa Dank, if you're watching, please leave in the comments about what I said in that thing, because I think Mr. Peterson is starting to hit that age where he's forgetting things.
I'm sorry. Do you I'm sorry. Did you come up with it yourself, or did you ask Daddy to help you?
Actually, I came up with myself, smart one.
Really? I thought I smelled something burning.
Yeah, you're funny.
I thought I smelled like gas leak on Long Island.
Well, that's also because I'm mad. Nope. Moving on.
I'm just waiting for the comment from the person who actually wears.
Thank you, Sarah.
See, at least someone appreciates it, unlike, this guy who tries to take, the spotlight.
Again, how many times do I have to say I appreciate
every time I'm announcing a show, you somehow say, oh, yeah, well, the podcast will be there, too. How do you know about it? Well, because, the co-host is, and I'm just going to, slide my way in.
Oh, Jesus Christ, oh, freaking mighty.
Riding my coattails. Just saying.
Is that why your back hurts?
Yeah, because I'm carrying the show on my back.
Oh, you're too funny, dude. You're too funny, but let's stop with all the bickering because we got a shit ton of stuff to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Pierre, we do have a comment coming in. And this is the one thing I hate with Facebook is they never, if you're watching the show live in the Facebook group, you have to apparently, it doesn't come up with your name. So I don't understand why. So I'm just trying to pull up the feed from the group to see who exactly just commented on it. Oh, Mitch. Hey, Mitch. And then
so did a Chicago Cubs player show up at the Ranger Detroit Red Wing game today? Boys, stop fighting. I'm sorry. Your thing over here, started it.
How old are we now?
You fucked up the song, John.
No, I didn't.
How old are you now? Not how old are you now? I'm like, oh my God. And that's coming from a musician like me, and I'm critiquing your singing skills.
I am a great singer. Don't bash my singing.
You sound like Justin Bieber trying to go through puberty again.
Okay. Can we get back into wrestling talk?
No! Wrestling, what's that?
Ryan, I think, and I can speak for the people who are watching, people see us bicker every week.
Yeah.
But they also like when we talk wrestling.
Give or take.
So let's actually start off with Crown Jewel.
Sure.
Now, looking at it from before we dive in, and I don't want to dive into every match because honestly, there were some matches that made no sense to me. But I want to get your take overall from 30,000 feet above. Overall, what was your thoughts on the pay-per-view?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was pretty decent.
I would have to agree. I think for the first time, when did they start the Saudi shows? In 2018?
Yeah.
For the first time since they started these Saudi shows, I think this was probably on paper one of the best ones they've done. Because what they did with this, as opposed to, I know, yes, they usually put a lot of focus in on your WrestleManias, your Royal Rumbles, your Survivor Series, but they put a lot of focus on this. Yes, granted, am I saying that Crown Jewel's on the same level as a WrestleMania? No. But the way they went about pushing it, They didn't make it feel like, oh, this is like Fastlane or Extreme Rules, shows that nobody cares about.
I mean, yeah.
And actually, you just said that, and that's the first thing I want to touch on. Roman LA Knight.
Well, actually, let's say that for last.
Okay.
Because
okay, then let's go with the guy who I predicted on this show last week was going to win the United States title.
Honestly, I was shocked.
I wasn't shocked at all.
Well, of course, that's what happens when you're a 14-year-old girl and, or you sound like a 14-year-old girl and you drink Prime Energy drinks.
No, because, dude, you have to realize, what's the one thing I keep saying on this show?
WWE doesn't listen to their fans?
WWE cares more about the mainstream attention than they do the hardcore fan base. And when you got somebody like Logan Paul who has 27 million followers on Instagram, that's your reason why you put the belt on him.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I actually give Logan Paul credit for saving Rey Mysterio during the match. That looks so wrong in so many ways, Sarah. I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that comment.
I know what she was trying to say.
I know too, but
Yeah, but I just, like I said, yes, I like the spot that they did with him, where he basically saved Rey Mysterio's life.
Yeah.
And folks, if you didn't see the spot, basically what happened was, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, it was right after.
Let me explain before you try to talk wrestling, but So, what happened was, Rey Mysterio was trying to do a springboard off the middle rope, like a springboard backflip off the middle rope, and he falls and he flings back, but something was a little off, and Rey didn't didn't connect well enough, and also Logan Paul was a little bit further away. Logan Paul literally last minute ran to the spot and caught him midair.
Which I think, which you don't see that though, and that's the funny thing is you don't see that a lot. Mind you, he has no training beforehand.
No, that's it. This may be controversial. I think like out of all the celebrity wrestlers that they've had, the celebrities that turned into wrestlers, I think my top two favorites, honestly, have been Bad Bunny and Logan Paul.
Because they're the two that take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we have another Snooki situation.
Oh God, or Johnny Knoxville.
No, Knoxville did pretty damn good.
Sami Zayn carried the match.
Yeah, but he didn't. Okay, but the difference is.
No, that doesn't matter. Lawrence Taylor, who's blown up 10 seconds into the match.
Well, that's Lawrence. Well, you're talking about Lawrence Taylor from the 80s. He was probably so snorted up on coke.
That was the 90s.
That's still you're still talking about the Giants back then. But no, I liked that spot, and honestly, I liked the match. I like the fact that WWE pulled the trigger, to be honest, because Rey with the U.S. title did nothing. But here's the funny thing: do you know he actually made history with that belt?
Who?
Rey Mysterio. He is the first guy to not only, if you remember when he won the belt, he won it up in Canada. Mm-hmm. I think on an episode of SmackDown.
Yeah, it was actually a random episode.
He lost it in Saudi Arabia. That's never been done before.
Well, yeah, because Saudi Arabia wasn't a thing until 2018.
No, but what I'm saying is even going back to 2018. That's never happened where a guy has won the title and lost the title on foreign ground.
One other match I want to talk about quickly.
Mm-hmm.
The opening matchup.
All right, you got to wrap up. Which one was that one again?
Seth and McIntyre.
Okay, I got to ask you this question. Did you think they screwed McIntyre with not giving him the Broken Dreams entrance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I saw that and I was like, because originally when I saw Seth come out originally, I was like, okay, like what are they? I'm like, they have Seth coming out. They got to be doing something big for Drew. And when I heard the regular music, I'm like, this is what you're going to do with the guy who's basically 1 foot out the door with this company? Despite the fact I've been hearing rumblings that supposedly he did sign a new deal with them.
If that's the case, then bring back fucking Broken Dreams.
At this point, I really hope they fucking do.
Please. It works out well for him.
But you know what's funny, though? You remember back at Clash at the Castle last September when they did play it, the reaction he got. Again, but as far as with what they're doing, first of all, I love the match. I thought Drew and Seth worked great together. My only issue is they got to do something with that fucking Money in the Bank briefcase already.
I mean, they don't have to. I mean, it's only been 4 months.
Yeah, but they're teasing it way too many times. I mean, realistically, I still think they should wait till Mania and let him get his Seth Rollins moment at Mania. But my thing is, though, at this point, is it going to mean something? I know a lot of times when you get the heel who has the briefcase, he usually teases it a lot, but it's
I just thought of a theory.
Okay.
Hear me out, because you mentioned, have his Rollins moment.
Yeah.
So, I have a feeling that Rollins is going to lose the title soon.
I hope so.
But somehow he's going to have a big marquee title match at Mania.
Okay.
Why not have Damian Priest pull the Seth Rollins during that match and cash in and pin Seth Rollins, making it a triple threat?
I could see that.
Because also, he's from the area.
Yeah, he's from South Jersey, I thought.
And the school that he trained at, the Monster Factory, is right over the Ben Franklin Bridge.
But let me ask you this, though. Do you think Seth will have that belt all the way to Mania?
No. I'm saying that Seth won't be the champion.
Okay. But then then let me ask you this, though. Do you think it ends up being Drew then?
This is how I see it. I have a feeling that Priest is going to be leaving Judgment Day soon.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be leaving Judgment Day.
Okay.
You can go one or two ways with this.
Okay.
Keep the Judgment Day rolling until Mania, Mania next year, which is fucking less than 5 months away, which is scary to think of.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that they might keep the belt on Seth, to Mania, but do a Seth versus Demon Finn Balor.
Okay.
Those two are going at it. But then all of a sudden you hear, then all of a sudden you see Priest come out, cash in, make it a triple threat. But if you really want to turn Priest face, you have him pin Finn Balor.
I like the idea. My only thing I just want to bring up, though, do you seriously want to go back down the road of Finn Balor and Seth Rollins? We've seen that before.
They can pull it off.
How? Well, I'm always saying that because we've seen it before.
Yeah, but not on the grandest stage.
Yeah, okay.
And plus, it's Philly. They need a good matchup like that.
Yeah, but do you think realistically, with how Seth has been holding that title and how little he defends it, do you think he keeps that belt till Mania?
I mean, besides Drew, who else would take it from him?
After what we showed last night, I wouldn't be against Sami Zayn taking it.
I mean, that match was fucking incredible, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against Sami taking it. I mean, hell, if you want to, you couldn't do it though because they're on two different brands. But I also wouldn't mind seeing LA Knight take it.
You can pull that off.
Yeah, but you got Reigns on SmackDown with the Universal title. Not gonna have both main titles on the same brand.
No, but you're forgetting, dude. It's they have general managers, and if LA Knight were if Seth Rollins were able to make it to Mania, LA Knight wins the Rumble in January.
Mm-hmm.
He chooses Seth Rollins. LA Knight wins the title off of Rollins, turning Rollins heel in the process. And then the next night, LA Knight comes out, and they pretty much do what they did when Nick Aldis came in, draft someone on, because Seth, LA Knight is champion. Unfortunately, now you're part of the Raw roster, and someone from Raw is going to SmackDown.
Okay, but first of all, just go back on what you just said. You think Rollins is I think Rollins is more of a tweener right now.
He can be a heel again.
Oh, but couldn't you almost say he's a heel now, though?
No.
Well, I'm only saying that because of the fact when he comes in and they keep doing the whoa, whoa,
No, but he can tell the fans to shut the fuck up.
I'm surprised he hasn't yet. It's the most annoying part of his entrance.
Wait till he turns heel in 5 months.
But like I said, my only thing is this, and I'll ask this to the people who are watching as well. How do you get Rollins to Philly with that title? Because damn well the purpose of that title when it was first established was it was going to become the workhorse title. And yeah, you see Rollins on TV a lot. I think last night was the second time he's defended it on TV since like June. When he defeated Damian Priest for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we know they're not gonna. But my only thing is this though: you have so many guys who can vie for that title. And honestly, I'll ask you this question: does Seth really need that belt at this point?
No.
He's better. My thing is this: he's better off. I wouldn't say being the chaser for the belt, but he's given that belt enough credibility that if somebody like Drew were to take it or somebody like Sami Zayn were to take it, they can run with it. I think that's the only way you can look at it, really. But again, guys, we are live tonight from the Max and Rex Express Studios. As always, guys, you can catch us on the ATN Network. If you miss any of the show tonight, you can definitely go back and watch the replay of the show at your earliest convenience. As I said, we are on YouTube and we are on Facebook. Definitely hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing. It does wonders for us. But let's keep things moving here, as now we got Mr. L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
First of all, what do you think of his match?
Kind of expected more, but I think it was towards the end of the night, and it's a typical Roman Reigns match. He takes his long. The matches are always long, but if you really calculate, the amount of time he taunts on it, the match is like 8 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's the rinse and repeat thing, like I was telling you offline.
Yeah, you see him going, taunting it up, like, oh yeah, I'm the tribal chief, I'm the top. He does it for like fucking 20 minutes. Like, dude, just fucking wrestle.
But what's the biggest thing I told you though when we spoke beforehand? The biggest issue with Roman's matches.
It's the same song. It's like missionary position. It's the same thing every single time.
That's the issue. Not the missionary part, because
you want to know
the fact that it's the same thing with him. And again, I'm not taking away what he's accomplished. I mean, he's accomplished a lot. He's only one of, I think, 3 guys now, at least 3 or 4 guys to hold that belt for over 1,100 days.
Yeah, but now we won't see him until fucking 2024.
Because you got to remember, the other guys I think on that list or that are right above him are, some guy named Bruno Sammartino, Bob Backlund, and Hogan.
brother.
So to me, I definitely will not take that away from him. I think it's incredible. I know a couple months ago, we did a whole thing on the show, and I said I take Gunther's reign over Roman's reign. I only said that because of the fact, look how many times Gunther has defended an IC title. At least once a month.
Mm-hmm.
He's making it relevant. Where on the flip side, you look at somebody like Roman, his last couple of matches have been, oh God. He had a match at SummerSlam against Jay. And then I think, if I remember correctly, his next match was Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I think so.
He hasn't had, I'm going to look it up right now, as far as with his defenses, but I think.
And also I may get chastised from what I'm about to say here.
Okay.
But Roman is the biggest fucking hypocrite I've ever heard.
How do you figure?
For years. Remember he cut the fucking promos on Brock Lesnar, calling him a part-timer. He's never really here. You need someone to champion. He's pulling the same shit now.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. You are 100%
He's pulling the same shit now. And he thinks he's the best. Like, granted, yeah, Roman Reigns is great. I will give him that. But at the same time, for years, and I do mean for years, I think since like 2015, he was calling Brock Lesnar nothing more than a part-time champion. And now, I'm looking at it now, almost 10 years later, he's pulling the same shit.
Yeah, I'm just looking right now. I pulled up Cage Match. He has had, since WrestleMania, okay, he has had 3 title defenses on a pay-per-view. I'm not talking house shows. I'm talking just on a pay-per-view. Obviously, we know at WrestleMania he defeated Cody Rhodes. Then at, where was it? Then obviously at SummerSlam, he defeated Jey Uso. And then obviously we saw last night he took on LA Knight. And that's since Mania we're talking here. And Mania was back in April. So the fact that he's held it this long shouldn't surprise anybody. He never defends the fucking belt. Now, the question I want to bring up to you now is, with WWE doing this, because obviously it's safe to say Roman's becoming a special attraction. Let's call it what it is. But now, if you're at the level of Roman, and you're the special attraction that you're only wrestling, like I said, you had the match at Crown Jewel, you had the match at SummerSlam, you had the match at Mania, and then you had the match at Elimination Chamber with Sammy. Should they have not done this? Because, and I asked this question for this reason. Since Roman is the special attraction, should the special attraction have the belt?
No.
How come?
I mean, perfect example. Look at Cena. Whenever Cena at one point was the special attraction. Was he ever champion? I mean, was he champion? Yeah, but here's the thing. Also, he actually defended the title every single month.
Another example, Andre the Giant. Would you say probably the biggest attraction in WWE history?
Yeah.
He was never champion.
He didn't need to. The guy was fucking almost 8 feet tall.
He made you look small.
Exactly.
But my point is this, though. If you're the special attraction, you can't have the title. I mean, yes, granted, I figure at this point, Roman ain't dropping that belt till we get to Philly in April.
If they keep him past Philly, I'm going to kind of give up on WWE right now.
You bring up a very interesting point. Because one of the conversations they just had on Busted Open on Monday, actually, is with Roman going to Philly. And Bully Ray made the comment. They're doing it for one of two reasons. The first reason is you want to get Roman to Philly because, as you just said it, and a lot of other people have said it, drop the belts to Cody. However, what happens if you got a guy who has a bug up his ass as we get closer to Philly who says, no, I want to extend his run? Because there has been reports, right? You've seen these reports also, that they want him to go past Hogan.
Ugh.
And I think somebody put the calendar out there for him to surpass Hogan. I think he has to hold the belt till
I heard September
of next year, I think.
Crap.
Well, they already said if he tries to break Bruno's record, I think he has to hold the belt till Backlash of 2028.
Oh God.
Which I don't. If he does that, then WWE's gonna be screwed beyond belief.
I think WWE's gonna be screwed when they go to Mania 41. Then at that point.
Oh yeah, but we do got some comments coming. Let me just read these comments here quickly. From our buddy David across the pond, he chimes in when we were talking about Logan Paul before. I said that was definitely a save from Paul. A lot of people are trying to say that Paul was in the wrong spot, but I say he's definitely a save. Kudos. Yeah, I completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
And David, we're actually just about to get to this right now. A new stable is being formed. He thinks.
With what though?
Who did we see return on Saturday?
Oh, Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane, Asuka, Io Sky.
Bring back the Kabuki Warriors.
But do it right this time. I mean, David, tell me if I'm wrong on that, David. Damn it. Don't you love when you have a headache and it just feels like the back of your head's about to explode?
Yes, move on.
Yep, okay. I was right. It was Kairi Sane. But hey, here's the thing. If you do that, make them all heels. Give us a heel Asuka, a heel Io Sky, and a heel Kairi Sane. And I go even a step further. Any promo they have to cut, have them all be cut in Japanese.
Well, I mean, that's going to be a given no matter what.
I say that for one reason. You want to piss off a lot of fans? There you go.
Yeah, but that's like going back to the 90s with fucking Kai and Tai.
It worked. And also,
yes, it worked because we almost saw the manager. We saw the manager of Kai and Tai say to Valvinus, "Choppy your pee."
Okay, I'm not saying Asuka's going to do that per se.
Billy, Asuka gonna choppy off your booty. Like seriously.
But I don't know, to be honest, dude. I don't know.
Maybe do a women's War Games match with the three of them.
My thing is this. I think if you want to make the three of them, and that's the one thing also, you don't see prominent heels. We got a comment coming here from somebody who I'm going to pull up right now. Michael, thank you for checking us out tonight. I appreciate it. He goes, Crown Jewel was crap.
Who's this guy?
Michael, I don't know.
He probably was saying it was crap because Logan Paul won. So
Michael, please I'm actually curious to hear. Michael, right? Like you just did before, let us know in the comments below. Why do you think it was crap? I'm very curious to hear about this one.
Oh, I can gladly answer for him.
Maybe it wasn't.
Because Seth Rollins retained, Rhea Ripley retained, Logan Paul won the title, Roman Reigns beat LA Knight. Yeah, no.
Can we let the guy answer?
Oh God, here we go.
Oh, okay. He also has a podcast as well.
Oh, cool.
But Michael, why was it crap? I'm curious to hear
Nice
why.
to hear you have a podcast, but you didn't answer John's question. That's the one thing, people. When someone asks you a question, you answer it. John, you should know that because I ask you questions all the time, and yet it's like a straight line all of a sudden. Oh yeah, you're like a massive ADHD moment where you just try to avoid the question.
Oh, let's talk about more wrestling.
Speaking of which,
no, but in all seriousness, though, let us know in the comments below. Hold on.
I think he commented.
What was it? I came in.
You see? I called it.
Okay, I've heard of his podcast before. Top Rope Podcast.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, see? I called it.
Oh, Ryan, your best friend chimes in.
Oh no. Greek Savage, are you a 14-year-old girl who loves Prime Energy drinks too?
Oh, geez, Greek is going on all heel right now.
Okay, moving on now. Moving on.
I'm
Jesus Christ.
That was at you, dude.
Oh, I know.
But he you're his best friend.
I love Savage though. I haven't seen him in so fucking long.
Oh, jeez. That he's just funny. It's interesting. Greek brings that up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because that was actually somebody put out a post about that on Facebook. That I think Hogan in his reign had over 400 title defenses or something. And it seemed like I think Roman had 54. Yeah. Thank you, Greek. 458.
Oh, God.
Because remember, the schedule was much different back then.
That's true.
Weren't they doing house show? I think they were doing. Well, also, you remember at that point, there wasn't SmackDown. So they were on the road 52 weeks a year.
At least performed at least 5 times a night.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 times a week.
David chimes in and goes, I admitted I hated Logan at first, but after Crown Jewel, you see? And apparently Greek says to stop it.
This ain't your podcast, Savage.
Which, by the way, folks, check out Wrestling with Savage.
Yes, check out Wrestling with Savage. Not right now because you're watching the Around the World podcast.
Which actually, by the way, I think I saw correctly, he's bringing in a few big names to the wrestling universe over in Queens.
Yes, he is.
So, Greek.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head who, but I remember it was actually pretty decent names.
Swerve Strickland, I know, is one.
I think that's January, I think.
Yeah. Greek also chimes in and goes, Logan is 100% natural at this, and you will never, ever see a person coming.
I agree.
Oh, I completely agree.
The fact that Logan Paul only has had 8 matches career-wise.
Hold on, Greek. You say that you work with the big stars, yet me and Ryan have only been on your podcast once.
You know why?
Because your last name is not Patterson?
No. Well, I mean, yes, but no. He's too busy partying with Marty.
Yes. Yes. Got him to pop. Oh, God.
Ha! Thank you.
Or the spotlight.
John.
But, okay, let me ask you this, though, because I know the other topic that's been brought up, is in regards to Roman, is does he get put on the Mount Rushmore of WWE superstars?
Oh.
Let me ask you this before we get into that. Who's your Mount Rushmore?
Of all time?
Of all time.
Fuck. Off the bat, I gotta say Stone Cold and The Rock, because that was, that was definitely, growing up for me. Definitely Cena.
Okay.
And Santina Marella. No, I'm just kidding. Crap, this one's a tough one.
See, it's not easy.
That's what she said. Who's your Mount Rushmore?
My Mount Rushmore is simple. You got to have Andre the Giant on there. I would go Andre, Bruno, Hogan, and Cena.
Okay.
And I don't put Rick on there because here's my issue. Rick to me is more WCW and NWA.
That is true.
I mean, you can put Taker on there, but Taker's also is also WCW.
Taker?
Yeah.
No.
He okay. Let me rephrase that. You look at the guys I mentioned. I mentioned Andre. I mentioned Bruno, Hogan, and Cena. What's the one thing all four of them have in common?
I see where you're going with here.
Oh, then please elaborate.
Because they're all WWE guys.
No, because Andre wasn't full WWE. He was territories.
And neither was Austin. Austin wasn't WCW.
And Hogan technically was AWA. I mentioned all four of them because look at the impact all four of those guys had.
Yeah, but Taker's on that list too. He's had quite a hell of a career, dude.
Yeah, but he hasn't had the same impact as guys like Hogan.
No, because when he debuted, it was a different fan base.
We got hold on. Okay, we do got some others coming in.
And actually, that was it. That was the last one. Undertaker is on my Mount Rushmore. That's
Andre, Hogan,
Stone Cold Triple H. Well, Triple H, that's a good one too.
But you know, I'm surprised nobody's mentioning Vince.
Nah, we don't want to deal with Gomez.
Yeah, he's not
right.
wrong on that. Michael chimes in here with his, and his is I can't even read.
Andre, Hogan, Flair, and Bruno.
Here's my issue with Flair. I have a big issue putting Flair on this Mount Rushmore. It's also the same issue why I have to think thoroughly about what I'm about to say. You know, I'm saying this about Flair. We'll get back into the other wrestling stuff in a second.
Well, hold on. How about you think of that while I, elaborate the fans on what news broke earlier today?
Okay, yeah, go right ahead.
While you think about that. So, folks, since, Savage mentioned Triple H, talking about the product and whatnot, one of his babies is a little thing called NXT. And earlier today, actually as of 4 hours ago, it was announced publicly that starting in October 2024, WWE NXT for 5 years, mind you, will be on the CW network, which is a huge, huge move for them because this is the first time in their 13-year history of NXT where they are on a mainstream cable network, I think it is, or
yes.
quote-unquote antenna, as they call it, which also brings up a very valid point because wasn't there another promotion that was trying to go for the CW spot as of late? Oh yeah, some little company called NWA.
Yes, and there's reasons why I think that fell through, but we can get to that another time.
All I gotta say is there was one particular moment that I think probably cost them that fucking slot. So now they ended up going to WWE.
Hold on.
Morons. Oh, he's talking about what happened.
Ryan, would you like me to explain what happened?
No, I'll explain it because I saw it.
Okay.
I'll do the recap version. I think it was this last weekend they had their pay-per-view I think it was somewhere in Ohio.
Yes.
And one of the things was, there was a party section with Father James Mitchell, the guy formerly known as Bram. I don't know what the hell he calls himself in the NWA now, and another person. And let's just say there was a spot that I'm not gonna explain exactly what it is, but let's just say it was a spot that would make Tony Montana from Scarface very, very happy.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly from what I think you told me, John, as well as a few articles, apparently the reason why they did that was because apparently none of the CW executives cared about what was on the pay-per-view, only what was on TV. So they pretty much, I think, a certain somebody did that spot out of spite.
Well, the part of the story from what I heard, obviously people know Billy Corgan, lead singer from Smashing Pumpkins, is the executive producer of the NWA. He basically is the final say on everything. And from what I read, and the comments are flying right now, especially with Greek. I love, by the way, just on a quick side note, I love how Greek, anytime he talks, he puts everything in capital letters. But here's the funny thing. Supposedly Corgan did the spot that Ryan was talking about because he was told by executives at CW that, we're not going to watch the pay-per-view. We only care about what's on the TV side.
I just said that. Did you not?
No. What happened was they think one of the executives happened to turn on the pay-per-view that weren't supposed to.
Oh, well.
And then I read something that supposedly there was talks about they were going to be put on the CW app.
There was a whole plan in motion, but now I think with NXT going to CW, that might be out the window.
Yeah, let's go through some of the comments here because holy crap, the comments just explode.
Which also brings up another question right now, because there's also another wrestling show that is on CW at this time. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna move, to be honest.
I don't think that's gonna last.
Oh no. Let me go here. Savage agrees they shit the bed.
Yes, they did.
Michael, thank you for that compliment. I appreciate I appreciate that, Ryan. I think you would as well.
Well, considering, Michael, I actually am an announcer for wrestling, and I've been doing it for almost 12 years now, so I know a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, just saying. But thank you for that comment.
At All Greek keeps eight is.
Yep. That's why I did not say it. I'll let them say it.
Oh, how about going back to the Mount Rushmore thing? How about a British Mount Rushmore?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Not a bad list.
British Bulldog and William Regal, I can definitely attest to that.
Giant Haystacks, I've seen pictures of him.
Yeah, that's a big motherfucker. And he's British?
Wait, how is he British?
Yeah. Also Big Daddy? Or is it Big Daddy Giant Haystacks?
David, please explain.
Yeah, but the Bulldog and Regal, I actually agree with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ryan, didn't I say that to you when we were talking about it like 2 days ago?
Yeah. When they had all these stars, and now they're just gone to shit, dude.
They become a shell of themselves. Mike, I'm from Long Island.
Same here.
But I said it to you offline. I said when you look at NWA and they had guys like Nick Aldis, James Storm, Eli Drake, Aaron Stevens,
Ken Anderson, James Storm.
Yeah. The question mark.
The Rock and Roll Express, when they were the tag champs too. Colt Cabana. Marty Scurll.
Yeah. Barrett was a commentator there for a while.
Yeah, he was. And that was also when they had Tim Storm with his little rivalry with Nick Aldis for a while.
You want to talk about a rivalry? That's okay. Mike's in Bayside of Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. I'll be up there beginning of January.
Oh boy. Apparently, I was asked to read this because Savage said so.
What?
Hold on. There, I said it. Move on.
Okay.
All right. Big Daddy. Oh, okay. They're two different wrestlers. Oh.
Okay, yeah. I was confused. Yeah, I was confusing him with Haystack Calhoun.
Yeah, you want to talk about big boys. Those are big
Holy
boys.
shit.
Nice.
Now, there was one other thing that you wanted to mention about Crown Jewel, the last thing. LA Knight.
Yes. Do you think LA Knight is done?
No.
And I say that in this sense. There's been a lot of people who have saying that, oh, because he lost to Roman, his push is done. That's it. He's not going to be it. Honestly, you saw the reaction he got when he came out at Crown Jewel.
I think everybody did.
He's over. And you know the old saying of go over and get over?
Oh, he got over big time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the fact that you had an entire crowd, I mean, you saw a crowd that were bigger with the yeah chants. And that I think I've ever seen before.
So no, I don't think he's done.
Also, you gotta remember also the merchandise. I think I read something. He's like number 4 on the list now.
At one point, he was number 1.
Well, you know, you still got Stone Cold Steve Austin on the list.
Yeah, I know that'll never go away.
No. But my thing is this, though, and we talked about this last week. You look at LA Knight, and I think now that he's finally had that moment, I think now you have to work for him towards Mania, because that's what I think he's going to get a belt, is at Mania.
It's going to be him versus Logan Paul. I'm calling it right now.
Oh, yeah, I've been saying that for a while. Mike chimes in here. Oh, 3 big names.
3 names I've worked with before.
One of them we've actually had on the show a couple times. Mr. Jewish Technical himself.
I know, John. I know.
But I'm saying it for the people who are watching who may not have watched it back then.
Well, if they need to know that, if they want to watch the interviews, they can just go back to the Around Rose podcast on our YouTube channel, which you should hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell icon. Just so it costs you nothing, but it does wonders for us, where you can watch exclusive past interviews with such stars such as Barry Horowitz and so much more exclusively on the new ATR Network YouTube channel.
Good plug.
Thank you.
But also, you also forget a part of, you know, all the indie guys we've had on.
Oh yes, indies galore.
We've had a plethora of independent wrestlers.
We just had Martin Stone on recently.
Yes, we did. We've also had on your favorite wrestler, Garrett Holiday.
Oh yes.
Which actually, speaking about that, you want to get some indie talk?
I'm trying to think what else. I mentioned the CW thing with NXT, which I didn't get your opinion on that actually.
I love it. I think it's going to be great. I think if done, from what I remember hearing, I think CW's in more houses than USA Network was.
Yeah, they are, because they consider that a quote unquote basic antenna channel.
Yeah, no, exactly. God, I rub my eye too hard and now I can't even see shit.
Well, that's a you problem. So yeah, indie talk. I think you correct me if I'm wrong, but this past weekend you didn't you have some sort of well, actually, while I go get a refill, didn't you have some sort of Titanic journey this weekend?
I had to go climb a mountain.
A Titanic journey?
Yeah, a big mountain called Mount Olympus.
Interesting.
But then, Ryan, I would like you back for when we talk about what happened after Mount Olympus.
Oh, yes, because I got some few words about that one. So, folks, I will be right back with a new beverage. So, John, tell everyone about your, your trip to Acapulco. Let's go.
All right. Let me take him off screen. All right, guys. This past weekend, I had the honor and privilege of returning to Titan Championship Wrestling as they presented Mount Olympus in the Manchester Little League Field. It was my first time back in that building since whatchamacallit. Since whatchamacallit. Since July when I made my famous speech in that same ring and almost fell out of the ring, which will probably be featured on the roast of me at the end of this month. Few surprises. Definitely want to get into that. Tag team, the tag titles are on the line as team of Johnny Moran and Aaron Roxas did an open challenge, and First Class ended up accepting it. Obviously, Moran and Roxas won, but it seems like they hinted at something because all of a sudden Moran gets out of the ring, gets all pissed off at Roxas. So I don't know if they're setting up something going into the December show, but they set something up big between those two. The new number one contenders for said tag titles are the Deadly Sins in Frankie Picard and Blocks, who defeated the Throne in one hell of a match. So basically it was set December 9th, Aftermath, which we're going to get to in a second. We will see Blocks and Frankie Picard take on the team of Johnny Moran and Aaron Roxas for the tag titles. Keep things moving here. We did have two Goddesses matches as well. Harlan Lopez took on an individual who I do not remember her name, and I do apologize, Kevin. I forgot her name off the top of my head. Oh, this was on the pre-show. Decent match. Okay match. Then we have a new number one contender for the Funhouse title, which I don't remember who the hell won that one. Then open up the show, and Marie Valdemia comes out, and it's supposed to be Marie Valdemia versus Izzy McCoy. And all of a sudden, Izzy's not showing up. And the ring announcer gets on the mic and goes, yeah, Izzy has car issues. So it was kind of, how do I put this? Interesting, to say the least. And a very interesting move. And so they end up having Tiffany Avatar come out. Tiffany ends up losing big time. Very quick fashion. Then we had Gangon versus Jocko in a hell of a match, which then sort of very odd ended, in which Gangon got kidnapped by Roxas. So I don't know if that's going to play into this going into December. Like, one thing I noticed going into this pay-per-view, there was a lot more questions than answers as you're on the road to Aftermath, happening December 9th, which we'll get into that when Ryan comes back. But trying to think. You're at PJ Savage versus Chris Cage. I thought that match was pretty good. Ryan, you saw the highlights of that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the one spot where PJ goes for a pile driver onto Chris and Daniel almost breaks his neck?
Yep.
Yeah. That got an interesting reaction, to say the least.
Yeah.
Then the actual Rumble itself. I'm not going to go through every name in there because there were some guys. I was actually sitting with Papa Dank, and I looked at Papa Dank at a few of them, and I go, who? But the winner of the 2023 Mount Olympus, the guy, as soon as I saw him come out, I looked at Papa Dank and go, who the hell pissed this guy off? Ryan, I think you've actually worked with this gentleman a few times.
And who could that be?
Fellow Long Islander, Joe Ocasio. Literally, he comes in and he starts. Like, I was sitting there going, did somebody piss in his cereal the wrong way?
No, what happened was he saw you there.
Hey, he actually gave me a hug after he won, so take that back.
No.
So, the Final Four was actually kind of a star-studded Final Four, to say the least. You had Wrecking Ball Legursky, Marcus Mathers, Joey Conway, and Joe Ocasio. I think it's safe to say any of those 4 guys could have won that. I'm just curious to see what they do with Ocasio going into the December show and going into 2024. Because I'll tell you right now, him versus PJ, sign me up.
Yeah.
Because I think we kind of got a gist of who PJ's first opponent's going to be, or who his opponent might be at the December show. And that's the one and only Mr. J. Bougie.
Oof.
And Ryan, you could attest to this better than anybody, the history those two have.
Oh, yes.
And because there was a video that came out right after Mount Olympus where actually former guest of the show, Jay Outcast, was attacked in the parking lot because, shocker, a wrestler gets attacked in the parking lot.
Thank God it was Jerry. I mean, oh.
Not like we've never seen that before.
No, not at all. What is this new What is this new magical thing?
And all he keeps saying is bougie. So I think we're getting Bougie and Savage December 9th. Which I'll tell you right now, those two.
Speaking of December 9th, isn't there something else that's happening that day?
Yes, and I was actually about to pull up that graphic right now.
Ah, yes. Folks, on that night, as Titan Championship Wrestling and Chosen Pro Wrestling presents The Aftermath, the final fight live from the Bayville Elks Lodge in Bayville, New Jersey, where on that night they will be celebrating 2 years of the Around the Ropes podcast. Or, as you know, it's been publicly said, take this graphic off the screen, thank you. As it was said publicly, the Around the Ropes podcast with John Blaine.
You said you might be there.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I'm there or not, because I've been on this podcast for what, 1.5 years now?
Yeah, give or take.
So I have just amount of credibility, if not even more credibility, than the said host himself. Because without me, without you and the other misfits that brought me in, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Actually, if you want to be technical, it was my call.
Whatever.
But I get your point.
Without me on this podcast, there would be no notoriety. There would be none of these special guests, all these exclusive interviews with, indie stars and whatnot. None of that would have been possible had you brought me in, someone who has a credible reputation in the wrestling world, and not announcing just a fucking hot sauce challenge, John.
Oh, you never let that one down, are you?
Nope. Because you said it right here on this very podcast last year when it was announced that you and thing number 2 decided to do that freaking hot sauce burger challenge. And apparently, not only that, but also the one chip challenge at fucking Jay Haggerty's SummerSlam party. That apparently my only claim to fame in the wrestling world is not announcing for global pay-per-view, not for global television with Impact Wrestling, or travel to many different states, including Maine, Maryland, Alaska. I said Alaska, I'll say it again because I went there twice. No, my biggest claim to fame is announcing a fucking one chip challenge, which is being held by 2 idiots who apparently have no idea what they got themselves into at the moment.
What are you talking?
So again, John, you are welcome for the notoriety that this podcast has now, and thus why it's lasted 2 fucking years.
Thank you.
But of course, folks, he'll never publicly say it, whether it's a...
Thank you.
The pro is talking, so hush your mouth, boy. He'll never publicly say it. And especially, when it comes to, and if / when I make it down there on December 9th, is he going to give me, the credit? No. He's going to swoop it all in, thinking, oh, yeah, it was, all my idea. This guy's just the spare tire, because I've heard that phrase before in my life.
You good?
I'm surprised a certain somebody is not chiming in right now.
I don't think that person's watching right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we scared her away?
I have no idea. People.
Yeah. Jerseyans. What do you expect?
But, Ryan, I want to just backtrack on one thing you just said. I've said this to you plenty of times. I've given you the credit. I have said it before that if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be where we are right now. That doesn't go unnoticed on me, dude.
But you never publicly say it. I'm pulling the Roman Reigns right here right now. Acknowledge me.
Okay, Ryan.
Because
I'll say this much.
There's footage out there. Hold on, there's footage of you out there being interviewed by another podcaster, another great podcaster named Papa Dank, saying that apparently without you there would be no podcast. So what are you trying to say? There would be no, without John Blaine, there would be no Ryan Pearson? Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Again, Ryan, I want to make one thing clear. You and I have, since we're the remaining two left on the show.
Me, go on.
For both of us.
Mostly me.
Freaking God Almighty. For both of us. Both of us have gotten the show to where it has for different reasons. You've given us a notoriety, and I'm not taking that away from you. I'm not taking that away from you. Because a lot of times when I talk to guests and I mention your name, they go, yeah, come on, why not? But graphics, the YouTube channel, the entrance.
Oh, yeah, I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit.
That's me. That's where I take the credit for.
Yeah, but it takes more than just, a graphic on a screen, buddy.
Yes. I am not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying that both of us have brought this show to where it has, despite everything the show has been through, for different reasons.
Where's the same therapist from the couples counseling I'm supposed to be a part of for this?
By the way, hi Shane Fair.
Hi Shane.
But my point is this. I know we always make the joke, that I said, that you're only good for hot sauce challenges. You're not, okay? I'm giving you your flowers right now, dude. When it comes to ring announcers in the New York, New Jersey area, you're one of the best ones out there. I say one of because there's guys who are doing this who I would say, yes, granted, they're not on the same level as you because they're as short as Mike Falvo.
Hi, Mike.
But my point is this. You got guys like yourself, guys like Shane Fair, Mike Falvo, Rich Reed, David Adams. You don't realize how big you become. And for you specifically, you get the crowd going, which you don't see a lot. You're not somebody who's sitting there who tries to put the spotlight on themselves when it comes to wrestling. Where you see, and I'm not saying names specifically, but there are some ring announcers that I've heard of who will try to make it about themselves. And also, how many times have I heard you say, who has time for one more match?
Too many.
But dude, I'm speaking from the heart right now. And I'll say this right now. I'll say this more, in a couple of weeks when we do the anniversary celebration. There's a lot of podcasts out there. Will you agree on that part?
There's too many of them at this point.
But I'm talking about on the independent level for pro wrestling.
Again, there's too many of them.
But you have us. You have Bob Culture. You have the Dirty Heels. I'm trying to think of who else.
Wrestling with Savage.
Wrestling with Savage. I know there's a few others, but those are the first ones that come to mind. Wrestling with Savage. He's a fan, correct?
Yeah.
Bob Culture, Chris and Rob are just fans, correct?
As far as I know, yes.
The Dirty Heels, when they actually do stuff, both of them are just fans, correct?
Yeah, they're hot. They're very high quality fans.
Oh yes. There's a reason why I didn't put us in that category. There's a reason for that. Yes, we're both fans, you and I. But the fact that you're in the industry is the only show that comes to mind, and it's just one that just crossed my mind, is Busted Open. Well, you got guys like Bully, Tommy, Mark, Thunder, and Mickey. And then you got Dave. Yes, right. I'm not saying you're Thunder Rosa.
No, I'm more Bully Ray.
Oh, yeah. How many times have you said it? You're the Wish.com version of Bully Ray.
You're the Wish.com version of De La Greca.
Which you still think I have a shrine of him back here.
He does.
I don't. But my point is this. We're not here if it's not for the hard work that both of us have done. And we'll go more into that at the end of the month when we do the roast and the celebration.
Oh yes, where we roast John's nuts over an open fire of jokes.
Nut.
God bless you.
Thank you. But let's keep things moving here because I think, if I also am not mistaken, you have a show you're doing next weekend.
Yes. And and this one is sort of my redemption event.
How do you figure?
Let's see. Redemption. Oh yeah, because it's Immortal Championship Wrestling Redemption 3.
Not Electric Boogaloo.
Not the Electric Boogaloo.
And we were talking about this, offline. They got some good matches lined up for next Saturday.
Oh, absolutely. You have Big Bill Collier taking on former WWE Tag Team Champion Heath.
Who I hear has kids, by the way.
Yeah, and he's doing it for them. You also have Danny Moe defending the title against Little Mean Kathleen.
Which is somebody you've worked with hundreds of times.
Oh, of course. Both of them, actually. You also have a beefy last man standing match between Sebastian Braun and Big Pat Sawyer, a.k.a. Can we reinforce the ring? And Mike, if you're listening, maybe take off the ropes. Just saying. We also have John's favorite wrestler of all time, Shane Stetson.
Well, I'm still hoping we'll be on the show at some point.
I have an idea.
Go on.
Taking on Joel for the ICW Northeast title, and I think you said it was a lumberjack match, right?
Yes, from what I said, I'll double check right now. But go on.
Have John's favorite tag team of all time, the Sons of Allah. So basically, he'll be at the barricade on his knees like he always is for other wrestlers. But this time he'll be going Allahu Akbar.
Also, supposedly, it's not official of it, but supposedly the regulators are going to be in action.
The who?
The team of Mike Coffin, Richie the Madman, Jeff Nova, Chris Jackson, and Red.
Okay.
Taking on Brother Jonas, the Stomper Brothers, and Zachary Gritz, I think his name is.
That's probably a pre-show match.
No, I think that's going to be on the actual show.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. This has been going on for a while. Yes, it is a lumberjack match.
Oh, God.
You also forgot the tag team match.
I was going to get to that, actually.
Okay.
The very odd pairing of Mike Skyros and Adam Stone taking on Edge of Hope for the ICW tag team titles.
Is it for the tag titles?
Yeah, it is.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you right now, it's very weird looking at Sarah and Rain right now without a beard.
Yes! I didn't recognize him.
Then they're also doing a seminar beforehand.
Oh, yes, with Facade.
I suppose it's his first seminar he's ever done.
But here's the real question now. We don't know what type of match he's going to be in. They also announced that Channing Thomas, world-class Channing Thomas, will be in action. And also, more importantly, we don't know who the ICW champion Garrett Holiday is facing.
No, we don't.
Maybe make that a triple threat?
Possibly. Very possible. And just want to make a quick mention of Maryland Championship Wrestling for a second. Because they actually got a show coming up this Saturday with actually some guys who you've worked with.
Okay.
LSG takes on Damian Chambers.
Okay.
Alex Devine takes on versus MSG versus Charlie Tiger.
Okay.
Diego Cruz and Laura Diaz take on Colton Charles and the Phoenix GKM.
Jesus Christ. It's pretty much a Wrestle Pro invasion, honestly.
And Dick Dynamo.
Excuse me?
Dick Dynamo.
What is that?
He's a wrestler.
No shit.
Takes on Rick Recon.
Nice.
Ryan, I'm not kidding you. Hold on. That's his name.
God. Oh, my God.
So that's happening this Saturday at the R.J. Meyer Arena in Joppa, Maryland.
It's Joppa.
Joppa, Maryland, sorry. So you definitely want to go check out Mission Pro. You definitely want to go check out Maryland Championship Wrestling. Ryan, I was saying, have you ever been to the
Nope.
their little arena they have?
Nope.
I had the honor earlier this year, and man, was it an experience.
Was it in the flea market?
Yes. The funny thing is, though, you walk in there, all you see is posters from all their old shows.
That's a shitload of posters.
But when you see the names who they've brought in, it's like a who's who.
And when a certain company named Evolve was around, they used to run there in that building too.
I'm surprised you've never been in that building.
Apparently, I'm too good for Maryland.
Or, yeah. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Speaking about big beefy men, AEW this week. Keith Lee, Samoa Joe.
Oh, God.
For the Ring of Honor TV title.
Rest in peace to the ring.
I hear right after that they're gonna have Darby Allin take on Nick Wayne.
Oh, are they really gonna do that?
No, I'm kidding.
You never know.
Hey, who knows? Tony Khan may be listening.
But actually, I think they're in Portland this week, so I think Sting is actually wrestling on the show tomorrow night.
No, he's wrestling I think from what I read, supposedly they're recording Collision for Saturday. They're doing that Friday night. because apparently they're setting up a 6-man tag match with Edge, Sting, and Darby taking on Lance Archer and the Righteous. Because apparently now they're a team, apparently.
Sure.
I got to say one thing, because you got Lance Archer, you got the Righteous with Jake the Snake.
That's a dangerous combo right there.
Sign me the fuck up. I'll say this much. I wish they would have done more with Archer, to be honest.
Yeah. I think Archer was injured at one point.
For a while he was, but then for a while they just weren't using him. I mean, you look at AEW, especially when it comes to the big men, they don't really use their big men the right way. Well, you got guys like
Oh, by the way, this past Saturday, to all the AEW fans, happy belated 69 day.
Huh?
Okay, you really don't watch the product, do you?
I do. I just don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, the Acclaimed. Yep. Okay. Never mind.
Oh my god.
Dude, when you deal with what I deal with on a daily basis at work, you forget about other shit.
Boing.
That's one way to put it. That's one way to put it, to be honest. But hold on. But no, it's. I mean, I'll say this right now. What I think with the Acclaim, with what they're doing right now, they're doing good stuff with them. I will say this much.
Yes.
I will definitely say this much. But do you have anything else you want to get to? Because I'm kind of running out of. I ran out.
Honestly, there really hasn't been much.
No. So, Ryan, I'll shoot it to you first. Where can the fans find you on social media? What shows you have coming up? And plug all your stuff.
All right, so you can find me at Instagram at WrestlingMC. You can find me on Facebook at my name. My next event is next week in Westmoreland for Immortal Championship Wrestling, followed by on the 19th, live from Hicksville, New York. It's another rendition of Cap TV, where this year it's the 2023 Shook Bowl.
Which I think if I heard correctly, aren't they doing the draft tonight?
They did the draft already.
Okay.
It's basically a 5-on-5 tag elimination match.
Do you know who got drafted?
I do.
Would you like to tell the people who got drafted?
For Team Bryce, the team captain, Vargas, Tristan Kyle,
Okay.
Jay Cruz from the Brick City Boys.
I know Brick City.
Well, apparently they keep calling them Brick City Boys. I don't know why.
So they keep going up from boys to men. Okay.
I get Motown Philly, damn right. Leo Sparrow. And I am forgetting who the fuck the fifth one is. But on Team Bobby, team captain, CPA, Will Strauss, Victor Chase, GKM, and the Creator Pro Mayhem medal holder, the sweeper, Eddie Pravetti.
And that's happening live this
Sunday.
Wait, is that going to be live, or is that going to be taped for a future episode?
I think that.
Okay.
And folks, if you're interested, it's free. Just send an email to Creator Pro and reserve your spot, because trust me, you don't want to miss out. It's a lot of fun.
And somehow you're going to be awake.
Well, it's at 7 o'clock at night.
Oh, okay. I think about to say 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, hell no. Also, I was supposed to have something on the 26th, but unfortunately that got bumped to December 29th. It is WrestlePro. It was supposed to be live from the Rahway Rec Center, but unfortunately they didn't get into much detail as to what happened. But they are moving the event to December 29th, and unfortunately it's not going to be at the Rahway Rec Center. It's going to be at our other home in Union, New Jersey, where unfortunately for that one, the max capacity will be 350.
So it'll be 350.
But this will be featured, just like a regular WrestlePro show, being streamed on the Premier Streaming Network with big names, the whole 9 yards.
Isn't that the same building where they do the shotgun shows?
Oh yes.
And one thing I do want to mention though, Mr. Peterson.
What?
You said before about hopefully you'll be awake for the show. Now, what's a good thing to use to stay awake?
The same shit that was on NWA. No, I'm just kidding. Sugar. I got a thumbs up. Yes.
But no, seriously, what's a good thing to keep yourself awake?
Oh yes, organic crack.
We still have bags.
It's organic Sumatran blend coffee, courtesy from our friends at Motor Oil Coffee. Okay, that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen you do, John.
Still smells good, by the way.
It's supposed to. That's what coffee's supposed to do.
Not do what I just did, and yeah. Thank God we have like nobody watching right now, so we're good.
Oh, not even your coworkers?
Nope. Or they probably did.
Fair enough. But anyway, and possibly December 9th, I'll probably be in Bayville with this schmuck over here.
Wait, so you making that official?
Possibly.
Hey, like I said, dude, that the invite's for you there too.
Yeah, because apparently I got banned from Titan I didn't even know about.
Well, I just have one question. If you are coming with me, and folks, one of the things that's going to be happening that night is we will be in the ring cutting the promo.
Basically, I'm going to giving me a live mic. That's a bad idea.
My question is are you going to do what you've been saying you want to do for a while?
Oh, hell yeah.
Open the second rope, let me go through, then as I'm about to go over, let it go and just catch my you-know-what?
Oh, that, no, I'll just kick the rope.
But yeah, guys, we will both be in the ring December 9th.
Great. I got to share the spotlight with this schmuck.
Hey. I'm not a schmuck. I was tested. But on that note, folks, catch you next week.
Bye.